I'm not big on fighting these days, but I don't call the cops. And I'm not big on scrapping lately. When I start, I don't stop. I just need one more person to hate me. Talk that talk. One more problem might make me kill them all. I'm a heartbreaker, kicker. I'm a hot trigger, nasty words. I got 2 fingers for kissers. I'm a dirtbag, no good bastard. Look, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy, so go ahead and get mad. I'll show you how easy I turn a tough guy to a dead man. I ain't your buddy. Haters are obsessed fans. If we were buddies, trust I'd crack a bud just like a red can. Bedpan full of piss and vinegar. Head scan said that I'm not crazy, but I'm similar. Let's dance, lead hands, homie, you get slept fast. Trust me, you're a midget, I'm a monster. Every slap I throw's a finisher. I just need one more person to hate me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to another Thursday Night Fights. The Grumpy Old Bastard Squadron. You should be exactly in the same spot I'm at. East USA server. Hello, Mr. Zenon, Mr. Sean Dale. Been chatting to here in the chat. We've got also William Kelly's in the chat. David's in the chat. I think probably going to fly along. Let me just inch forward a little bit here. Make sure. I think we should have just about everybody here. Maybe not. Why am I not seeing everybody? I can see other people. Or can I? I thought I just saw somebody. Let me just check where I'm at. Now at East USA, usually you can see multiple players when you are on these bush flights. Now I'm seeing no one. That's not good. Well, I can't see it. With the mission thing, I can't see anybody, so I may be flying it without it. I know most of it. We're flying from here to Jim's, which I can do by heart. And then from Jim's to Lake Placid to Lake Clear, and then Lake Clear to Malone. I have no idea why that's not. Used to be you could fly multiple players on bush flights. What the hell? Every time I flew, I saw everybody. Now I'm flying and I can't see a soul. Maybe you have to turn it on separately with bush flights now? I don't think so. Yeah, probably going to have to fly it on free flight and just go along with it. I know the flight. Data, traffic, real time, some nameplates. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, I got the same problem. It used to be you could do multiplayer this way. Well, if y'all want to start at, unless they had to change it up. Yeah, it's totally knocked out. I don't get it. It used to always be, well, I'll give you the airport and we'll fly it without the damn thing, because I happen to know it. I know the route. Just Jim's, Lake Placid, Lake Clear, Malone. The only one I may have trouble finding is Malone. I don't fly up that way very often. Well, it stinks. Yeah, secret spot. Exactly. Not sure the actual name of the... I'll switch the weather over to decent weather. I can see you there now. I can see everybody there now. Oop. What the hell is the actual... 3NK5 is the actual airport. Let me get this in here. 3 NK5. I'm not sure why they changed that. It used to be when you did a bush flight, you could have other people with you. Of course, this is an old bush flight, so it might be the issue. And basically where we're going from there up to right here, Catalano Airfield, up to Lake Placid, and out to Lake Clear, Adirondack Regional. I still call it Lake Clear. We're going to follow Route 30 on up to Malone. Should be pretty simple. But we'll land at each one of the airports along the way. Should be able to figure this out. Hopefully. Don't get too lost. I'm going to get some music going in the background. And then we're going to just discuss a couple of quick things while I was loading up here. As many of you read, my aunt passed away. It was late Tuesday night. At 11:30. Holy crap. Whoa, that's too loud. Hey, moderator Tim. How's it going? So like I said, she passed away late Tuesday night. Peacefully with her son and her dog by her side. I'm glad it's over. So it didn't last as long as they said it was going to, because it was not easy for her. So that's... Why am I in a freaking helicopter? Hold on. Didn't you just say things aren't going well? Now, she was the youngest one of all my aunts and uncles. She was the youngest. And, but on the bright side of the coin, and the bad news is out of the way, if you gander at the number of subs, we're at 494. It was getting much closer to 500 a lot faster than I was expecting. It took a really big jump that I was not expecting at all. Yeah, there should be plenty of fuel. We're not going that far. Everybody's still over here. Flying around. For the 500 sub special, which I imagine we'll hit sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be giving away some physical stuff. I can't quite say what it is yet because I've got to go get my hands on it. But the after finding out, after investing in Cub Crafters, I found out that about 2 hours away is their northeastern U.S. headquarters for the Northeast, for their sales headquarters, and they've invited me down to take a tour and grab some stuff for you guys. So they're going to be kind of a sponsor. We're going to fly a Cub Crafters flight. We're going to fly out of their airport and do a bush flight with a Cub Crafter out of the headquarters airport for the 500 sub special, and we're going to give away some actual real stuff. Nothing super fancy. I mean, I'm not giving away propellers and crap like that, but should be some neat stuff. So that will be the 500 sub special. What was really tough with that, with my aunt, was my mother is a nurse, and she's also the oldest. So that was hard on her. Alright, here we go. I think we got Icarus and Armageddon flying along. I don't see Mr. Sean Dale. I'm sure he's... You coming, John? Or you're here? Or you're next to me? Oh, there you go. We got everybody, I think. That's flying along. We're just going to fly from here out to the northway. We're going to fly down 87. We're going to get off the exit for Aus Sable. When the river split, we're going to go up to Jim's place. Pretty simple. Pretty easy flight. Especially with... Make sure everything's working. Get in the air, eh? You don't even need flaps to get in the air with this thing. That music too low, or can you hear it good? I think it might be a bit low. Can't hear it over the engine. Oh, Xenon, that's awesome. I'm so happy. Because VR is the only way to go. I can't do the Johnny Cash, they'll get me in trouble. I have permission from this girl to play her music. Here's the Adirondack Northway. Ah, so it was getting angry at you. Ah, the DLSS mess. He's seen the sunshine since I don't know when. That's low, dude. That right there is an apple orchard, not a dairy barn on the left there. Oh no, that's the dairy. I'm sorry. The orchard was the one before. Or the one after. That's the dairy. Mr. Sean Dale chasing cars. This one here on the left, the big business here on the left is the apple orchard. Ralph's Orchard. What's really funny is it become a tourist spot. Ralph's Orchard has become like a tourist attraction. And you can buy the Ralph's apples in the store in town cheaper than you can buy them at the orchard. The next exit, guys, we're going to hang a right at the next exit. You'll see the river. And so you see some real trucks down there. This is one of the biggest truck crossings in the U.S. between U.S. and Canada. Your flap's still down, Mr. Sean? They look it, but it's probably just how I'm seeing it. Oh, 172. That's a good bird to have. Oh, it's Icarus. Whoa. Icarus is in the trike. I can't tell if he's got his wheels actually on the road or not. He's going under. So how you doing there, Mr. Zenon and Tim? Everything going good? Flaps up. That overpass right there ahead of us is one of the biggest speed traps in the North Country. Cops sit there about 90% of the time I go by. There's a cop sitting underneath that overpass hiding. Because you come over the hill, you can't see him until you're over it. If we can do this. There you got her. So there's that. Busy day getting ready for Lunar New Year tomorrow. Eve. It's a big day. That's cool. Everything's illusion, so there's that. I used to have a house really close to this exit up here. The one I lived at before I lived here, where I live now. Here's where we're peeling off and following the river. Icarus and Armageddon river. As soon as you see the river, follow it. I think Icarus got it. Armageddon overshot. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I started losing too much altitude there. That didn't go well. I love that paint job, Sean. I don't. Awesome shot right there. Everybody buzzing down the river. Oh, I'm not following that curve. I'm just lifting up, right, straight up and over. It'll catch us back up the road up here. That's a hell of a twist. Screw that. Yeah, it makes a sharp 90 left and doubles back on itself a couple and makes a real funky turn. So I was just going to go straight. Year of the rabbit. I think that was year of the monkey. Hey, there's Gunner. Good evening, sir. Well, there was a really cool bush flight I was going to do tonight, which we're going to do. We're just not going to follow all the... Luckily, I know all the routes, but kind of stinks we can't... For some reason, they stopped bush flights from seeing other people. It used to be you could see everybody when you were doing a bush flight. Now you can't see anybody. They blocked it somehow. The Year of the Dragon. Nice. Like I said, I didn't get a cool one. I think I ended up with Monkey. That mountain you see off in the distance there is Whiteface. That's the one I usually fly over when we do the first flight videos. With the ski run on it. We will be flying by it, but we're going to be flying up the river. The Clintonville Bridge, is it going under? Going under. That isn't actually a tall bridge for around here. The previous bridge that was there got wiped out. I know it. Finally, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Now I'm probably terrible at flying in the seat. And I'm getting better at flying helicopters too. I'm getting excited about that. Actually enjoying them. Not in choppers. No, in choppers, I suck bad about third person. I can't. I'm terrible at that. Two nights ago, but who's counting? Years have all blended into one giant day. They're getting better. I'm getting better at flying them. I gotta find out when her new album's coming out. It's supposed to be coming out soon. Like snag it so we got something new to listen to. Not Katy Perry. This is Holly Lovelady. Hello, Jerry. Welcome. Good evening, sir. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, I did see that controller made just for flight simmers. It's got trim wheels and throttle sliders and all kinds of crap in it. I did see that. Yeah. And Dave hit the throttle. All right. When the river splits in town up here, you're going to want to take the right fork. Going to go for the east branch of the Sable River. Or the west branch, I'm sorry. I live on the east branch. That was close. Yep, take the right by the grocery store. There you go. Head up over to school, and the first airport you come to, still got another couple miles, but they have an airport up here on the right. This used to be a giant lumber mill up here. That's a school on the left. But on the right up here, I almost did there. Up here on the right, it's all gone now, but it used to be a giant lumber mill. They used to float all the logs down the river from up in the mountains. Right there on the right's where it was. That was the mill. Oh, shoo! I almost skipped the wheels. Road's getting a little, the river's getting a little too narrow to do that. Yeah, these are real places. It's just down the road from my house. This is where I live now and where I grew up, this whole area. Yep, we're all flying in my part of the world. I live on that town we just passed. We're heading toward town where I grew up. There was a dam there, but they just took that out. They go jumping off these cliffs up here. A great spot to go cliff jumping into the river. Scared the hell out of my poor son one day when we were there. First time he was ever there. He finally went up to one of the higher cliffs and he finally got to jump. And as soon as he said, right here, right here. I said, yeah, right there. Go ahead and jump right there. And then when he was in midair, I said, no, not there. And he tried to stop midair. It was like watching a cartoon. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. Terrorized the poor kid. Yeah. That's such a nice dad. This one is great. The one I live on, not so much. Because the one I live on is a lot flatter. It doesn't gain as much. They're both all Sables, one east branch, west branch, same thing. But this one's a trophy trout fishing river. So it's catch and release only, but there's some great fishing in it. The one I live on, you can eat the fish out of it, you can catch and keep. But there's a lot less fish. And this is mostly brook trout. And over by my house, you got rainbow and brown trout. Less brook trout. So. Here's the odd part. I absolutely love fishing. I've now lived here, what, 5 years now? 4 years? Owned it for 5, and I still have yet to fish in my own river outside the house. I'm home. I don't so go fishing. It's out the back door, and I haven't done it yet. I'll tell you what my grandfather used to do when I was a kid. There's Catalano Field right ahead of us. We're going to be landing there. That's our first landing zone. There used to be a limit on the number of trout you could catch was 10. And I love a cub. You can land at the last second, no problem. But the limit was 10. We would go hiking back in the woods. I mean, way back in the woods, places people never fish. And he would bring a cast iron frying pan, some bacon grease in a jar, and a baggie full of flour, salt, and pepper. And he would, little bounce. Mr. Jim here, Jim Catalano, he has a cub, original, J3, that he restored. He also has a Stearman that he restored. Bling, we got a bling. Not sure what it was yet. Yeah, well, what we would do is bring Mr. Shondale, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think that's catching up from earlier today, but I absolutely appreciate it. Love it. We're going to try to figure out how to pin that if I can. If it shows up, I'm not sure how, but we'll figure it out. But we would hike into the woods to a fishing spot, and we would catch 4 or 5 of them and eat them right there. Get a little fire going. We'd get a little fire going and chill out and eat 4 or 5 apiece, because they wouldn't be big. They'd be little ones because they're back in the woods, you know. These nice little native brook trout. They're pink like salmon. Dinosaur hopping. Yeah, I saw that. I can't figure out how to pin it, mister. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I can't think of what I was saying. Oh, we'd eat 4 or 5 apiece and then catch our 10 and go home. So when we left, we still only had 10 with us. You gotta wait a minute for Icarus to get down here. And who else is coming? You landed. Who else? You gonna land? No? Yes, no? I'm gonna chill for a minute while I try to figure out how the hell to pin that, if I can find it anywhere. I can't find it. Well, son of a bitch. Well, thank you, Mr. Shondale. It means the world to me. We're gonna get close to having a pretty good giveaway. I looked in the account today. There's just about enough for a good giveaway. Probably next week or so we'll give away an aircraft. Got enough donations in there to give one away. Really appreciate it. Icarus, who are we missing, Sean? Or Dave? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, you're going to pay me for a freebie? I see Icarus is right next to us now. We'll just wait. Where's Mr. Shondale? Did we lose him? Problem when you're flying low, you can't see the other planes. Ooh, it's warm in this house. I got my wood stove cranked because it just started to snow like crazy. I like to get the house nice and warm. Oh, he's tip stalled in the river about 5 miles back. You're going to load up here again? Oh, no worries, Sean. All right, well, we'll hit the air, and I'm going to... That music's over with, so I think we'll put on some chill music in the background. Let me just get that fired up, and then we'll head on up to the next airport. Oh, I understand entirely, sir. Sometimes when you go swimming, you don't want to keep flying. Just let me... There we go. Ah, I got the VR cranking. All right, I understand that. It does take a lot. Concentration, can't tip the visor up to talk. All right, let's hit the road, shall we? Next stop, Lake Placid. We'll continue to follow the river all the way to Lake Placid. VR snobs. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I very, very rarely fly not in VR if I'm not in stream. When I'm streaming is about the only time I'm not in VR. I'm hoping Satisfactory goes VR. This right here is Hazleton Lumber. Great lumber company, especially if you're looking for some high-grade cedar and stuff like that, specialty lumbers that they get here locally. Most of their wood they all source locally. You feel so left out. Coming up on the big town of Wilmington, New York. Yep, there's Ice Face, or White Face. It's not very white right now. It is today. It just started snowing like mad. So let's get another 5 to 8 inches tonight, so. Kind of excited. There's a paper mill down in Ticonderoga, but not up here. No. About 45 miles, the crow flies, there's a paper mill. And it's funny because the stink always went over to Vermont. And Vermont sued them. And won. They had to put in all these fancy scrubbers and raise the height of the stacks really high so that it would go over Vermont so that the smell would dissipate. Oh, yeah, the sugar plants? Oh, yeah, down in Louisiana, too, where they do all the sugar cane for the plants. They smell like shit. Yep. Sugar smells horrible when they're processing it. This is the big town of Wilmington, New York. And that's about it. Instead of climbing over Whiteface like we normally come over that ridge, we're going to go up the what's called the Wilmington Notch. It's absolutely great fun little drive. The road is twistier than the river. There's a really cool wildlife refuge up here. Oh, there was. But they somehow gotten their hands on a hawk that they didn't, or an eagle that they didn't have a license for. No, I haven't been outside to smell the de-icing fluid go through the jet engines. But a real kicker, the only time I've ever de-iced in a jet was in Texas, of all places. As much flying as I've done in and out of here, the only time I've been de-iced was Texas. Dallas, Fort Worth. Not to do the things that I have done. That what your mama told you? Smell like burnt caramel? That's where a guy died and fell in the river, and I was freaked out when they couldn't find his body for like 6 days this year. I was freaking about getting in the river. I was worried that a body was going to float by. Whiteface Ski Resort. There's the chairlift mod. Don't ever play with guns. It even has the right chairlifts in the right places. It has the gondolas, so there's the gondola. That's where I learned to ski. Oh, where I learned to downhill ski. Oh, you learned to cross-country ski up here in the golf course. That's okay. Go listen to Johnny Cash. My name is Sue. How do you do? I'll tell you what, Johnny Cash, when he did Hurt, knocked it off the charts. Even Trent Reznor said he took my song and made it better. Who'd ever thought he could take a song about drugs, make it about old age, and just, wow. One of the hardest hitting songs I've ever heard. When Johnny did it. This Wilmington Notch, absolutely shit-ass fun drive. When there's no tourists on it. When there's tourists on it, it's always 30 miles an hour. Or less, instead of 70. This pisses me off. Tourists ruin everything. I'm using small tree mod. I am using the small tree mod because they were just too freaking big. These look much more realistic. The other ones look like the entire world was redwoods. There's some giant sequoias. Yeah, the main mods I use are the tree mod, the power line mod, the ski lift mod, and now the docks and boats mod he has. And I also have the shipping from oh, for God's sakes, I can't think of it now. The one with all the international shipping and the ships out to sea and shit. I have that full package. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Seafront Simulations or something like that. I have theirs. I haven't been big on the scenery mods yet because I fly out of like 4 airports most of the time. Other times I visit them only once. We're going to stay right on the river, but if we stay down low, we're going to pop up almost right on the runway. So... This river runs right off the end of the runway, quite literally. Oh yeah, and I have the one that makes all these things smaller, and you can turn everything off with that. That's handy. There's a free ship mod in Flight Sim that's JST and that real-time shipping, including the sim. Oh, that's cool. Hey, I see Mr. Sean Dale at KLKP. There's the golf course over there where I learned to cross-country ski. Just off the wingtip there. Some beautiful fields and a barn. A horse barn now. Over here is the ski jumps and the aerials. I don't think I have that one. I think the only one I've got is seafronts. But I will definitely search for it. See how it is, especially if it's free. As long as it doesn't interfere with the seafront, because I paid for that one, so I might as well keep using it. Whoa! Coming in hot. I still don't use the expanded apron. I don't know why. I'm so used to landing. They didn't have it when I was flying. I was landed right here. Typical Cub bounce. I'm very good at bouncing these at least once. Okay, next stop is Lake Clear Airport. This is Lake Placid. Most of you have probably seen this one more than once on my channel. This is my home airport. This literally right here is where I used to go gliding and ride my bike. Literally this path right here, ride my bike. Take that path right there, all the way out to here. Help them put the gliders in the trailers, put them together, glide. This is where I was an airport rat as a kid. At many a nice days, if it was nice enough and I didn't have the day. Oh, it's not rain here, dude. It's snowing like crazy. Follow real routes. The newest version, they have split up into 9 different areas around the globe. Oh, hell, I'm definitely going to check that out. Alright, I'm still good on fuel. Yeah. Not that far. We're going to take off and hit the Lake Clear next. I'm doing this all without the maps, totally by memory. Of course, it helps that I know this area. Gonna go up and over Shawndale here. You're good. I went over you. Yeah, that was a cool shot. That was a cool. I wonder if I can catch that as a short later on. One coming was splitting the two of us. That was cool. That was a cool shot. It came out really good on the video. Got to fly over my house I grew up as. You can see why I rode my bike down there. I lived right. That White House right there under my wingtip. That's where I grew up. And all the planes that took off went over my house. I was hooked on them from the time I was a little kid, watching them in the backyard. And one of the pilots lived just up the street. Oh. Some do, some don't. You're right. Some mods do cause issues. Show off when you're the fastest kid on the block and you're in a 172. We're going to follow the railroad tracks over the Lake Clear, literally, almost to the airport. We'll follow the tracks. They got to go right through the town of Center Lake. Sadly, though, they closed a rail line that was actually running on this tourist rail and shut it down and tearing up the tracks, put it in for a friggin' rail trail in a part of the world where you can't go 50 feet without finding a frickin' trail to climb or go up or down. But they had to have a rail trail too. They even closed a business for a rail trail. 2 businesses they closed for their stupid rail trail, for a hiking trail. Because a regular tourist train would run back and forth, and then when they didn't have the tourist train running, they had the pedal bike. The pedal trains would run in between the schedules. The pedal rail cars, they're pretty cool. But they decided their little hiking trail would be better than the Adirondacks, where there's a million freaking hiking trails. But now they don't have either, because there's a million pieces of property that are suing them over the old law that when the tracks come up, the land goes back to the original owners. So that'll be tied up in court for years. Just a mess. Should have just left the train and the businesses there. This is big town of Raybrook. Oh, great. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. The Great Lake shipping? I love the St. Lawrence Seaway and the shipping. That sounds awesome. Great Lakes. I will definitely check it out. Yeah, well, that's, you know, in a city, I can understand it in a city. But in a country where you have hiking trails everywhere, ahead of us is prisons. Lots of prisons. Yeah, Camp Gabriel's over here on the right. It's a low to medium security. And over here is a maximum security federal prison. On the left, Raybrook Federal Prison. That was actually originally built as the athletes' housing for the 1980 Winter Olympics. This is where the athletes' housing was, and it was designed and built to become a federal prison. That the athletes would use it, and then it'd become a prison. Oh man, we're already past that. That was back on Main Street, back in town. There were the mud puddles, the bar. A bar. I was DJing at 18, 17. 17 years old, I was DJing at the bar. You know what? Oh, I think I know where I am. I kind of lost the train tracks. That's not the train. Train went to the right. That's okay. I know where I'm at. We'll get there from here. But same place now? Nah. I don't drink anymore. The Appalachian Trail is, yeah, long public footpath trees to the scenic wooden pasture. Yeah, it goes from Maine all the way down to, well, you can get to Florida if you go the entire length of it. You got to. I was always going to hike that, or parts of it, but then I heard horror stories. This is the Saranac Lake chain of lakes. You can take boats through locks and go all over the place up here. You can go hundreds of miles by water. Oh no. Not a good time to start drinking again. I start drinking, that'll be the end of it right there. I won't be streaming, I won't be doing much of anything. I'll curl up in that bottle and die there. And I know that. What's all this? And hey, Rudin, we're just flying a bush flight, which of course you can't do bush flights with other people anymore. I don't know why or when that changed, but they did. So now we're flying the same route just by my memory of knowing where the hell I'm at. Because I happen to live here. Yeah, it is a beautiful part of the world. Thank you, Sean. It is beautiful here. Couldn't pick a better spot to grow up. One of the reasons I love living here. I grew up in the sticks, and this is probably why I hate cities so bad. This is where I lived, where I grew up. That's the Tracy Road. Or no, that's not. That's a Hill Road. What the hell's the name of that road? I can't think of it. God, it's a skillet liquor from way back. Yeah, I'm a hick or redneck or whatever the hell you want to call it these days. Skillet liquor. Actually, the term for us up here in the Adirondacks, what they called us, they always referred to people from the Adirondack Mountains as bark eaters. Hillbilly. But we were called bark eaters, which is the term for people who lived in the Adirondacks. There's the airport right there ahead of us. Just going to go line up on the runway. This is the airport. Many of flights, if it was the clouds were heavy and we came in, we'd shoot an approach here because it had ILS. And we'd get under the clouds and then fly over to Lake Placid under the clouds. That would eat bark off the trees. We're bark eaters. Welcome, Rudin. I hope all is well with you. Yinzer's the name there. Skillet liquor is funny. I'll give you that one. I haven't heard that one before. But I took the meaning right away. Kind of obvious what it is. If you look up, my father's RAF, so air conditioned office that's bulletproof. I was spending a working day in the rain. So I didn't do much outdoor stuff, camping. If you look up some really neat stuff, if you look up Lake Clear Airport and float plane. They'll land float planes on the grass here to be serviced, or sometimes in the lake over there, and they'll go service them. But they'll come in and land on the grass here and service them. But if you look for takeoff, a float plane at Lake Clear, they put them on trailers and then drive like a bastard down the runway so the float planes can take off from the trailer. I hear banjos paddle faster. He failed to leave the pub in time to join the stream again. That's okay. Sometimes pub time is important. One of the scariest flights of my life was in this airport, taking off at this airport. It was in a small commuter plane, small twin-engine commuter plane. For life, man, I'm not sure exactly what plane it was, but it still bounced a little. But we had to shift it was a small turboprop. They was so overloaded that they were shifting luggage from the front to the back, back to front. 480 twin Navion. And we kept struggling. They finally left some mail behind. And we used almost this entire runway to get in the air. And it was snowing on top of that. It was snowing in crappy weather. That was a crazy flight. Okay, next stop. It's almost due north. And the last stop is Malone, New York. They have a big airport there, and they have a big skydiving club there. You'll give it a 6. That was the best landing I've had in this thing all day, and I got a 6. Oh well. Synchronous takeoff. I almost got the 3-pointer. As Armageddon. Ha! Not getting us this time. You can't tell that Icarus and I have had like hours flying together. Like hours and hours and hours flying together. Oh, what are you getting? Bryce's old one. Vruden sent his to Bryce, and then Bryce is sending his to you. That the pay it forward thing going on? Figure out why I had to keep pulling my nose up. My flaps are still down. Or push my nose down. Okay, I'm lost. So you sent it to Bryce, and Bryce is sending it to Sean? I'm lost. Ah, okay. I see. I see. Makes sense now. Yeah, Bryce has been pretty damn busy. Yeah, your wheels. Did you get your wheels fixed yet? They finally get around to fixing your damn wheels? Or are they still playing around with that? Next week. You think? Yeah, it was probably built in China, shipped to the U.S., shipped to Australia, shipped back to England. So yeah, there's probably some serious mileage on that card. Halfway around and then back again. Probably twice. Like I was saying, that's Malone Airport has a big skydiving club. For some reason I'm trying to find Route 30 and I can't find it. The flight sim. There's a great group of people, isn't it? I love it. There have been a couple of times I thought about stopping streaming and shit, and things are like, you know what? It's such a great community. I do it because I enjoy it. Every time I think, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, and then I'll do a stream and then have such a great time with everybody, and wouldn't be right not to do it at this point. I'm glad you're here too, man. It's a great group. Everybody, from Brett to Sean to Gunner, everybody, just everybody across the board. All of Gruden and Stu and Cammy and everybody, Jerry. Just graphics card's been passed around more than joining the Grateful Dead concert. That's funny. I was thinking my ex-girlfriend, but yeah, that works too. She was like the town bicycle. Everybody had a ride. Did I say that? Nearly choked on a biscuit. You Brits and your biscuits, you know, you're not fooling anyone. You call them biscuits, but by God, they're cookies, and we know it. You know, you're not fooling the rest of the world. The rest of the world's onto you. This sounds much better. Oh, I'm having a biscuit. Now you're having a fucking cookie. You're just trying to cover it up, make it sound better. Coffee's still gone everywhere. Yeah, exactly. No, they are biscuits. Spencer, oh Jesus. Hey, there's Cthulhu. Oh my God. See, you're all just trying to cover up the fact that you eat a ton of cookies. And me, I just eat cookies. I know what they are. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm flying way too far east. I'm trying to find Route 30, which should be here somewhere. Like a dog biscuit. Crisps are great too, and then the chips. Fish on Fridays. You're glad that the Aussies are covering you. We're on the same planet. This right here. This right here. You can have a totally shit day and get together and laugh and just a good group of people. I don't know, your Aussies eat shit that's way too sweet. Your dark chocolate's sweeter than our milk chocolate. It's good, but oh my god, is it sweet. Yep. Grumpy old bastards. I have no idea what river I'm following. I'm just going this way. Sooner or later, I'll see something I recognize. I'm pretty much guessing that that group of people right there are all around the Montreal area. Oh man, I like my chocolate like 70% cocoa, like no sugar. Oh, dark chocolate. Semi-sweet dark chocolate. I remember an American said he was looking for his pants. I asked my mom why he was walking around without underwear. You know, you can get them in Taiwan. Can't get them here. Like, I was a kid driving taxi part-time, and we had a bunch of drunk Aussies, or bunch of drunk British rugby players. And then they said they were pissed and looking for a fag. I'm like, this is not going to end well. I thought they were mad as hell and looking for a gay guy to beat up. I'm like, wait, no, this isn't going to go well. How was I to know that they were pissed being drunk and looking for a fag? They were trying to find a place to get some smokes. You know? I read how many servings for Twix. Can you guess? One little cookie finger. Not even two. I had the 4-pack before I read that. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm like completely fucking lost, but eventually I'll either hit the St. Lawrence River and we can just land in Messina, or I'll find Route 30 and we'll be good. Right into Malone. I'm bound and determined to fly this without turning that map on. Not before the other tree. Exactly, yeah. A little difficult with the number of trees we have around here, but that's okay. There's a road. That's not Route 30. There's a plane. I'm inside of the cockpit. That almost lined up perfect, Chris. I can almost see your gauges. If I can find Titus Mountain ski area, anything that I recognize? No. Yep, just a little. I'll see the gauges. It's pretty cool, huh? Hey, you almost lined up. I was going to fly Arkansas. There, stand out. Playing Fallout 4, got through settlement attack. Or before I even saw an enemy, shredded my ballistics. Not sure I've followed any of that. Cream on bourbon biscuit. I suppose I should pick up a little altitude and see if I can see anything that even remotely looks familiar. So yeah, in a couple weeks, look for a video about the Cubs, the X Cubs. I'm gonna go down and check out the factory, or not the factory, but the Northeast Distribution Center for them. Not the actual factory, but their sales rep for Cub Crafters. So that should be pretty cool. There's a road, and it goes that way, which must mean it gets closer to over there, which is probably Route 30. There's Meacham Lake. Okay, I'm starting to know where I'm at. Oh, okay. Got it. Stop doing multi-packs of Hobnob. Single packs are gone. 403. Cost more. Ugh. Everything's done that. Let's make this package much smaller and charge way more for it. Yeah. I think we're getting closer to stuff that makes sense to me now. I'm not sure where 30 is. Is that 30? It looks like a main road. Just throw ruin your day. Happy on the sugar. Eggs. Eggs. What eggs? There's Route 30. I'd find you sooner or later. Just outside of Malone. There you are. Well, now. We now know the X Cub can go upside inverted. Knew I'd find the road sooner or later. I get fresh eggs, yeah, from the farmer next door. The cost of regular eggs is stupid. What a troll. Hey man, all you gotta do is look at my logo. There's one plane, a fighter jet upside down around my thing. That's Icarus. I'm so rich, I remember the days when we used to throw eggs and toilet paper in people's houses. Look at us now. Ain't that the truth? I don't send biscuits to anyone. Oh my God. You get a house now and your parents would disown you for bankrupting them. That stuff. Oh my God. Make it all worth it, you guys. Got 11 people watching. There's Titus Mountain Ski Area. I knew I'd find something I knew along the way. It's a nice little ski area. Oh God, I needed the laughs today. Yeah, it's not the steepest of mountains in the world, but it is the only one up here in the outskirts of the mountains, because the big mountains are all back there. But it continues up over here. There are some steeper parts to it. You go up here and then you take another lift that way. It's pretty good up to the other side. Oh, hell. Tightest mountain has a tubing hill. You ride the lift up with a tube. You get up there and you come screaming down the son of a bitch on an inner tube. You have that at Seven Springs? Awesome. Starting to come into the outskirts of the big city of Malone, big town of Malone. These fields up here are spinach. Giant spinach fields. All this is spinach, 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 spinach. They used to, I don't know if they do anymore, but they used to let you do what's called gleaning. After they were done harvesting the crops, all these are spinach. After they were done harvesting the crops with the machines, you could go in and take what you could find by hand for free. They'd let you pick whatever you wanted to after the machines went through. There's the airport over there. No, that's not the airport. That's the spinach farms. But they used to let you go in for free. It's funny because the name of one of the spinach places is Popeyes, because they named it after the character because of the spinach. Dealing with Seven Springs. I got so much crap I got to plant this spring. I got new raspberries last year, but this year I got black raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, and something else. I can't remember what else. But I got a crap load of stuff to plant this year. Big old downtown Malone, which used to have a habit of burning down Main Street. Now Main Street's super wide, so they don't burn down both sides of it. All the buildings were really close together, and they had a big tendency to keep burning down all the houses, burning down the entire Main Street. There's the airport off to the left. They have a big skydiving club up here. They do tend to do a lot of that up here in Malone. You can pay to go if you jump tandem or whatever. I better cut some stuff back this year while I can still get out of the house. Planting stuff. Oh, hell. The Walmart. Over there's the Taco Bell. You know, Taco Bell, I walked out of Taco Bell one day. This guy came in, he must have drove the shit truck that sprays the shit on the fields. Because he came into Taco Bell and he smelled like cow shit so bad, it smelled like he took a bath in it and rolled in it. It was horrible. I actually had to leave. My mom and I were there. Couldn't finish eating. It was gagging because it smelled like it smells like cow shit. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Now, if I could only fly and land buttery smooth, we'd be all set. He was probably doing the liquid cow shit where they gather it all up and spray it. It's horrid. It smelled so bad. Alright, we're going to try to we can get a full three-pointer on here without a bounce. I doubt it. Right down the center. Nope. You're going to have a bounce. Damn bouncy cub. Taxi on over to the main building. Call it a day. That was a 5. Jesus. I feel so upset now. I got a 5. Oh my God. Fuck this. I'm not going all the way to the other end for the turnaround. I'm going across the grass. He said it was going to be about an hour and a half. That's about right. Pretty good timing. Well, at least it's not a 3.14. It didn't. I was doing good. I just got a little bounce in there. I didn't touch my brakes. That's why I didn't nose over. I'm in a good mood. Everyone's a critic. Oh shit. Yeah, I know the 713 was the focus there. I was just being a jerk and ignoring you. I had to be a grumpy old bastard a little bit. Hanger 713, which I can never remember. I always want to call it 714, and I'm not quite sure why, but just like I always want to call you Hunter instead of Gunner. Oop, boink. Alrighty. Oh, I'll continue it. I hit continue, and then there we go. Hey, Sean, you're here. Night job and everything. You're here. Hey, guys. Grumpy Old Bastard Squadron, Icarus, Dave, Sean for flying along. I thank everybody in chat. I'm pretty sure we had a whole shitload of people, but I'm going to try to not miss anybody. We had Rudin, Zenon, Gunner, Jerry, Cthulhu. The moderator, Tim, showed up. And, of course, David flying along as well. Mr. Sean Dale flying along. Icarus. And who else do we have? I get everybody. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Mr. William Kelly. Can't forget him. He always pops in for a few minutes. There lurks. Otherwise, man, thanks, Mr. Sean Dale, for the donation. Absolutely legend. Say we're just about ready to. We'll turn all those donations into a aircraft here in the next week or so. Until the next one, guys, take care of yourselves. Look out for each other. And we'll see you the next time. And thanks for making a shit week into a really great week. I had an awesome time. Really appreciate it. And also thanks to everybody for the kind words that were shared in chat and in private. I really appreciate it. So until the next one, guys, I'm out of here.